Hello everyone and welcome to my preview for a blockbuster Standish Handicap day. Can't wait to get stuck into it. It's going to be a very tricky card because I'm not confident in my main chances. But I reckon it's a good day for roughies and I can't wait to get stuck into it. So we will. Flemington, rail out 8, good 4. We'll play very evenly. We've got a few people in the chat. Hello Vinny and Hunt. Hello to you too. But yeah, going to play very evenly. It's probably one of the first cards in a while where I haven't tipped many favourites, so you're going to enjoy that. But now we'll get stuck into it. So race 1 is a 2-year-old handicap over the 1100 metres, and 2 horses out of these 9 horses have had a start already. But I think we'll start with the main chance. Invincible Shields won. It settled on speed in a recent Flemington 800 metre jump out and went to the line very, very easily. Actually, was coming away in the end and won by about 5 or 6. So, bit misleading, but that's why the market's got it as short as it is. So, Invincible Shields a good chance. I thought this one from Mark and Levi Kavanagh, Rhodesian Red was over the odds. It'll put itself on speed for Craig Newitt. The one I like is Tom Kitten. It is the favourite. Blake Shin rides. I like how it's drawn gate 1. I know down the straight it's not the best place to draw, but for 2-year-olds, I imagine they're going to come over to the inside part of the track. And Tom Kitten just has that big free-flowing action, and I think it'll be suited to the straight track. We'll get down to the inside and hopefully give them all something to chase, just like Exploring did last week or a few weeks ago. VC or VC number 8 was my original on-top selection on Wednesday. It's done very well. 2 recent Cranbourne jump outs have been very good, sitting on speed and just going to the line nicely, so Ethan Brown will have a good time with that horse. But in the first race at Flemington, I like Tom Kitten. I think it will be my on-top selection. Vici for second and Invincible Shield for first. So going for third. So going with the favourites in the first race, but there's plenty more to come. Race number 2 is a 3-year-old benchmark 70 over the 2,000 metres, and the favourite is Dunkel, and that's where we start. Now, I marked this horse at $1.90. It was $1.95 when I did, my Google Slides thing, and it's into about $1.75 or $1.70 now, so it's been really well crunched up. I wouldn't advise anyone to take this short quote about Dunkel. Yes, it's a very exciting horse, but it's drawn gate 2, and it could get to a potentially slow speed where it has to outsprint all of them, and 61 kilos isn't great over the 2,000 metres at Flemington. And even if they go quick, it'll take a good horse to run down Soul Choice, who will be the leader, and just keep running for Waterhouse and Bott. So although I think Dunkel is probably the most likely winning chance in the race, I don't think $1.75 is the right price about it. Hard to cross. I think Dunkel will beat fairly comfortably. Still a bit immature, Paddy Payne's saying, so happy to take on that horse. This is the one I think is over the odds, Midnight Glow. Now, I know it only won a maiden at Benalla last start, but it started a very short price favourite, and it came away pretty impressively, made a bit of a mid-race move, and won pretty impressively. So Midnight Glow, I think, is a good chance. It'll be getting a long way back, and I don't think it'll win, but it's over the odds at $19. And this is the other one I like, Soul Choice. Wouldn't be surprised if this topples over Dunkel. This horse, we know what happens when Gay Waterhouse and Adrian Bott horses go to the races. They go to the front and they keep on running. That's what it did at Terrain. Terrain to Flemington's a big step up, but it won pretty well at Terrain, and it'll be the most likely leader here. And we think back to what Russian Roni did a month ago at Sandown. It just kept running, staved off Midtown Boss. Soul Choice can do the same here, and with Geordie Childs 54 compared to Dunkel 61, I reckon Soul Choice is about its right price. I had it marked at $5.50. Although, I shouldn't point this out, it lost to Bossa Nova Lad 2 starts back, and Bossa Nova Lad's in this race paying $35, so not sure what the go is there. But we'll go to my selections. Race 2, 3-year-old benchmark 72,000. I'm with Dunkel. Not happy about the price, but happy to put it on top. Ahead of Soul Choice, who's my second pick, and over the odds, I think Midnight Glow is over the odds. All right, race number 3, a benchmark 70 over 2,000 metres, and this is a very, very wide open affair. We'll start with the main chances. This presents one of my best value chances of the day. It's Never Again. I know Sky High Horse Racing likes it, and I'm with you. I like it too. It's been racing well. The only thing I don't like is the 60 kilos, but Laura Lafferty claims 3, would have been carrying 63 otherwise. Gets to a winnable grade. It's on the way back down to 2,000 meters, which I really do like. It presents a bit of an X factor for this race. And from gate 6, it can be midfield a bit closer, and it'll take it some time to wind up. But with the big Flemington straight, I expect it to be running pretty well over the top of these. So Never Again is one of my best chances for the race. Confrontation, I didn't think was out of it. Beretta, this one's my on-top selection for Jai McNeil. Gate 8 will be around midfield or so. Finished third, last up behind St. Lawrence. Should have finished closer, was held up for a run. Tasman Park beat it 2 starts ago where it was flashing home from the back. Ben Asghari hinting that 2,000 metres might not be right up this horse's alley, but based off its run 2 starts ago, I think it'll love the 2,000 metres, and from gate 8, Jai McNeil can have it maybe midfield or so in the 3-wide line, hopefully, and I think it's its turn to win, and I'm happy to put it on top. Fighting Arrow, the favourite for Blake Shin, draws gate 14, so we'll get a long way back, and that's why I couldn't have it as favourite, but it did run well behind Hull and Jack last time. Princess Rain is close to a win, gets the blinkers for the first time and nose roll off for the first time, so I like that. Drops in weight from that run last up behind St. Lawrence and was good 2 back behind Right You Are. So I don't have this horse in my strategy, but I have it in my top 4. Pacino's the other favourite. Steps up in class, but can take it. I wouldn't totally rule that out of it. And Bundle of Fun was the other one in my top 4. Was trapped wide without cover here, and before that was good behind Hasseltoff and Awesome John. We're going to go to race 3 at Flemington. I like Beretta and Never Again, leaning towards Beretta and obviously taking on the favourites in this race. It's a wide open race. I don't want to be anywhere near it. All right, race number 4 is a benchmark 100 over the 2,000 metres. And again, we got a short price favourite here, but I'll get in later. Spirit Ridge is the first one I want to take a look at now. Blake Shin, 59.5 kilos. Jockey good, weight not so good. It goes forward and puts itself on speed and will be the most likely leader in the race, which I like. Comes down from Sydney, which I like. I like the form at least. It came off a really hard run in the Summer Cup and has to travel down to Melbourne. So Annabelle Nation will want to have this horse in a good headspace. Otherwise, it won't put its best foot forward on Saturday. Spirit Ridge will be forward, giving its all. That's all I'll say. I had it marked about its right price. I think it should be around that $6 mark. So Spirit Ridge was my second selection in the race. Swords Drawn, I'm thinking might need one more run, and up to 2,500 or 2,400 will be better. So Swords Drawn, when it gets to that distance range, it can do well. Right You Are the favourite. Now, it's won its past 2. It's got back to form. Ethan Brown draws gate 2. I'm hoping he's box seating and can get some luck in the straight. Drops down to 56 kilos from 60 last start. Deserves to be favourite. I had it marked about 220, 230. It's 210, so not much edge in the price. I think I've put Right You Are on top, but again, I'm not going to take the short price. Adelaide Ace, I think, is over the odds. I'm looking back at its Werribee Cup run. That was pretty good. 2,600 found it out last start, so Adelaide Ace is a good chance. And this is the one at odds, and he hasn't won forever. But Stars of Karam is 1,400 up to 2,000 metres. Aggressive placement. Ran pretty well in the Chester Manifold last start behind Corner Pocket. John McNeil, 53 kilos, will get back. But I think it's a decent place chance, Stars of Karam. So race 4 at Flemington. I'm with Right You Are as my top pick, but not happy about the price. Spirit Ridge, very close second. And Stars of Karam, I think, is the overs in the race. Moving on, race number 5 is a Fillies and Mares benchmark 78 over the 1,400 metres. And we'll start with the main chances. Don't leave Robo Dira out of anything. Haven't got it anywhere near my top 4, but coming down from Sydney, maybe has the X factor. Forbidden City is the first main chance. Has won its past 2. I think jumping back to the 1400 isn't right up its alley, but since it's drawn gate 5, it can settle closer, and I don't think it'll really matter back to 1400. It cops a bit of a weight penalty, obviously, by winning the last two. I think it's showing its full potential now and has a very good chance in the race. Dazzling Lucy, one last start. 1400 hasn't been tested at, so that's a bit of a query. And the Equicast goes on for the first time, so happy to go past Dazzling Lucy. Ballet Riche is the other main chance. Caught wide without cover behind Road to Arataki and couldn't sprint when the sprint went on. Before that was good behind Life Lessons. Draws gate 3, I think can settle closer than it usually does for Geordie Childs and be running well. Starlight Scope for Celine Gaudray. Just doesn't know how to win Starlight Scope. It'll put itself on speed and obviously be right there again, though. Anything down here. Rumbled again was okay. Gets Blake Shin on. Rio Yuki, gate 11, we'll have to get back, but charge home. Don't know if we could get past the two favourites. Amanatu, Linda Meach, 54 kilos, stays at 1400. It might want to overdo it a bit, and at Flemington you don't want to do that, but I still think it's a decent chance, Amanatu. All right. Race 5, I'm with Ballet Riche. It was out of the two favourites. I had a hard time splitting them, but I like Ballet Riche. I think it can settle closer than what it has been doing in the past and give them all something to chase in the straight. Out of her and Forbidden City. Who did I mark favourite? Well, hold on. Let me check the field again. Oh, I can't remember. I think Forbidden City slightly, but I like Ballet Riche. I like Ballet Riche when it was $3.80. I still like its chance now that it's $3, and yeah, I reckon it'll get out tomorrow and it'll be a play. I had Ryuki marked a lot shorter as well, but gate 11 might have to get back and spot them a start. Its form would be a tick, but yeah, nah. So Forbidden City I marked favourite, but I have Ballet Race on top. I think it presented more value at the $3.80. But yeah, as I said, it's out of the two favourites. Nikki Tyrrell's back on the live stream, yet doing fine, and we'll get to British Columbia a bit later. All right, race 6, the Standish Handicap, Group 3 over 1200. This is another wide open contest. I have no idea why Indian Pacific Open favourite, and that's been rectified now. We'll start with the main chances. Western Empire has an abundance of gear changes. Blinkers offside first time. Bubble checker offside first time. EMFs first time. EMFs pre-race only off. I can keep going on and on, but let's just get to its form. It's a classiest horse in the race. 1200 I think might be a bit short for it. Draws the right side of the track, but I need to see it do it first. Halvorsen, its century run suggests that it can run a bit of a race here. And in the Christmas Stakes, Andrew Mellon reporting it raced a bit fresh. I still would have liked to see a bit more from Halvorsen, but I've got it in my top, I think, 3 or 4. So very good chance. Indian Pacific I thought was too short at the 550 and probably even too short now. Vespertine off a bit of a let-up, which I don't really like and draws the wrong side of the straight, but is very good down the straight, Vespertine. 54 kilos suits. MSS security win was good. Yeah. Vespertine not totally out of it. This is my on-top selection. It is Rose Quartz. 54 kilos, gate 8. I've made this the best of my day. The best of the day in a wide open day. I think it just gets its chance here. It hasn't won for a while, but gate 8 will be on speed and can win. The Christmas Stakes run was pretty good behind Jigsaw. I think up to 1200 suits. Draws the right part of the straight, unlike the Kensington Stakes, where it drew the inside and just didn't look like it was suited at all. Before that was good in the Doveton, so I think it gets its chance here, and I'm happy to put it on top. I like Umgawa a lot, but concussion plates the first time put me off. And Snappers, the other one, will go forward. This was another, just like Halvorsen, it was a fresh run, so if Halvorsen runs well, Snapper will run well. If Halvorsen doesn't run well, then Snapper probably tails off. It'll be leading, I think, with Rose Quartz and Dawn Passage and co. So, yeah, decent chance. I do love Rose Quartz a bit, don't I? And that is the horse I'm tipping in the Standish. It is rose quartz, as I've already hinted, best of the day. So yeah, happy to put that on top. For the Standish in a wide open race. Race number 7, a benchmark 84 over the 1600 metres. And another wide open race. We've got the favourite here to shock. But let's start with Pounding. Good win in this track distance and class last start, beating Acceleration and Typhoon Harmony. Typhoon Harmony should be well suited to this race, but it did win last week, which franks the form a bit. Before that was good behind Detonator Jack. So Pounding, I think, because it's gone up in weight, and there's a few other key chances in this race, the market sort of missed it a bit. It's gone out to, what is it, 650 now. And Vinny, yep, I missed Indian Pacific. That'll be right up there as well. And Chassis, I think Chassis over the odds. Up to 1600 might present as a query, but you got to think, why have Mara and Eustace? Why have Mara and Eustace? They could have put it anywhere. Why have they put it up to 1600 if they don't think it's going to run well? I think it's over the odds. It ran well behind Savannah Cloud, raced wide without cover, and the back markers weren't suited in that race. I think up to 1600 suits this horse, and hopefully it can do what it did 2 years ago and win for me when it was 40-1, and it's a big price tomorrow. Here to shock, Blake Shinnon. It presents as a good chance, ran well last start. I'm happy to take it on, though. I'm just a bit concerned. It pulled its head off last start in a 1400-metre race. There doesn't look to be a lot of pressure here. I'm thinking if it does it again at 1600 and the sprint goes on again, will it be able to sprint with them at the 1600-metre mark? I'm not sure. Or the 1600-metre distance, not mark, I should say. I'm not sure. I was happy to take it on at the price. I think there's no edge whatsoever. And it can win, but I'm happy to be off. This is my on-top selection in the race, and it is the International Timor. It's gelded from its overseas campaign. It gets the lugging bit just to help it around. Chris Waller trains it. Now, he could have put, and this is what I said about Chassis, Chris Waller could have put this horse anywhere. He could have put it in a benchmark 78, maybe over 1400 metres, and said, oh yeah, we'll tag around at the back, give him a look around, and hopefully make some headway late to finish a nice 8th or 9th. Or we could have put it in a benchmark 70 even and just take the claim and let it go around. No, he's put it at a benchmark 84 over 1600 metres. He thinks this horse is forward enough to win this race. And obviously it gets over to 43, 55 metres from its last campaign. So it will be better over further, but I'll just think, and if it turns into a sit and sprint, this horse is not going to win. But if something goes forward and presses hard, I think Timor can win. And I think it's over the odds for D. Oliver the GOAT. In a wide open race, as all of them are. Bel Toro, Visors versus Time, finished close behind Typhoon Harmony and Munhamek last start. It can run well. I'm happy to not be on it. Hasseltoff has won 2 in a row, up in class. Jaws Gate 11, we have to get a long way back again, off a potentially slow speed and back in distance. I was happy to take Hasseltoff on. Typhoon Harmony, Bill Papazarodakis trains this horse, and actually that's a trainer change. I didn't realise that. It was Peter Galagotis, wasn't it? Now it's Bill Papazarodakis. Anyway, John McNeil goes on. One last start. It'll be right up there again. Let me know your on-top selection for race number 7. If you want to know mine, which you probably will, I'm probably going to go with Timor in the end. I think the International can get the job done, or at least each way. And Chassis, I think, is over the odds at $19. I spent a long time on that race, didn't I? There's a lot of chances. Anyway, race 8 is a benchmark 78 over the 1200 metres. The favourites at 360, so maybe not as wide open, but we'll see. This is the roughie that I like in the race, and it is William Thomas. I had this as my second selection, or actually nearly on top selection in the end. Hasn't won for some time, but it gets its chance to win, dropping back to a benchmark 78 down the straight with an apprentice on. It carries a suitable weight, a suitable grade for a William Thomas win. Gate 6 will be running on from the back. Savannah Cloud and Here to Shock was the winners of its race last start, and it just got too far. But it pulled way too much, and it just was a forget run. Before that, behind Invincible Caviar made headway late. So I think William Thomas can run well. Jungle Gym is the favourite, and it beat Psy last start comfortably, and it was a gap back to Zorro's Dream in third. Up to 1200, I see as a bit of a query down the straight, as you need probably to be a 13 to 1400 metre horse to win down the straight at 1200. It'll be right up there again. It'll be running very well. So Jungle Gym, I think, is a pretty good chance. But it's not my on-top selection. Kentucky Casanova. First up, Dan Stackhouse. I think out of the first up horses, Kentucky Casanova is the most likely to win. It would be on pace and giving its all, but I haven't got it on top. Diamonds in the Sky was my on-top selection. It just fell in against British Columbia last up, but before that has been really good. Linda Meach stays with this horse. It'll go to the front, and by that stage of the day, I think gate 11 down the straight is going to be perfect. It'll be leading out wide, and I think it'll be running a heck of a race. Diamonds in the Sky, and I think it's over the odds. The Jumbuck is one that I like as well, and some of my selections will probably change tomorrow morning, but the Jumbuck goes down by 7 kilos off its last start run, where it just got beaten by Daily Bugle. The form out of that race hasn't been great. The horses behind the Jumbuck haven't done much, and Daily Bugle didn't do much last week. So that's going to be the only query, but that's very minor. The Jumbuck was very good last week, or the week before that. Actually, it was 3 weeks ago. Gate 3 isn't ideal, but Blake Shin 55.5 is. So race 8 at Flemington. I'm with Diamonds in the Sky and Bill Tom, leaning towards Diamonds in the Sky. Last race, and another open race. Race 9, a benchmark 70 over the 1400 metres. I've gone with a bit of value again, and my on-top selection is Super Razi. I had a good look at this horse and decided to put him on top. Hannah Edgley will need to have a very big day for me to have the best day of my life. It ran well behind Obfuscation and Victory Bay last start, and it sort of got held up around the 250, and it just got halted. Its momentum got halted, and it had to pick itself back up again, which I don't think it necessarily liked doing. Before that, it beat Heskett and Euro Dandy well in a benchmark 64. I think from gate 7, or it's gate 4 now, can be on speed and is over the odds at $16, considering it should have finished closer last start. What else? A Dandy Man, Blinkers first time, suits, so don't rule that out. Victory Bay's the favourite. Gate 13 will go forward. 2 runs ago should have won. Last start was a fair way off Obfuscation, but they thrashed 4th in the race. I think Victory Bay Gate 13 is a tad wide, but it still can win. Not totally potting it. British Columbia, Nikki Tyrrell's best of the day. First up was very good behind Diamonds in the Sky. I liked Diamonds in the Sky in the previous race. British Columbia was a close second in my top 4. No edge in the price, and I thought Super Razi presented more value, but British Columbia is now drawn, is it gate 3 or gate 2? I think it's still gate 3, and can win. It'll need some luck, as will Super Razi. We'll see what happens, but British Columbia, definitely close second. I was at Mornington when Shove Over won. That was impressive. We'll need to step up again, though. Blow In was good behind Danny Sendasi and Raya Yuki last start. Just a query on how far it'll get back tomorrow. And Frigid. This is my other value pick in the race. Has an abundance of gear changes. Blinker's first time to help it settle. Earmuff's first time for it to obviously settle. Pacifier's first time, that's for the mounting yard to help it not get sweaty. Pad's front for the first time, which I don't know what that means. It might be something to do with something with its leg is wrong. And Stallion Chain first time to help it get in the gates. It's got all these things against it. It had its first up run behind Vermentino and Bellinger and ran a very, very good race from the back. Jamie Mott sticks from gate 14 will have to go back again, which I don't like. But at the price, Jamie Mott would have had something to do with this. He would have said, all right, this horse, you need to do this, you need to put on this, you need to do this. So I think even though Frigid might not be ready tomorrow, I still think at $17 he's maybe worth something. So for the last race at Flemington, Super Razi, On top selection, obviously on top. Frigid, I just think is over the odds. I've got it for third, and don't worry, Nikki, I've got British Columbia for second, and I think it's a better chance than Victory Bay. All right, let's get on with what we started last week. My back second crack of the weekend. I'm back in Timor in race number 7, the International. I think it's a tad over the odds at $15 and can win. And as I said, if it's a sit and sprint, don't want to be on it. Here to Shock. Sorry, I've got the races mixed up. Here to Shock's in race 7, number 3. Take note. I think it's a winning chance, but not at the price. And the crack of the day is Rose Quartz for me. On a card where I couldn't find many horses that I really wanted to be with. I think Rose Quartz is a good chance. The multi, obviously nowhere near last week. Detonator Jack and Inundation both got beaten. Tom Kitten, I think in the first can win. Rose Quartz in the Kensington. Not the Kensington, what am I talking about? The Standish and Timor the Place. That'll be 55.60 for 3 legs, which I think is decent. Obviously, the first 2 legs are winnable, and the second one we need a miracle, but we'll see how we go. And the quaddies, I should have got this up earlier, but race number 2, I'm not going to go through them because I can't be, hold on a second, let me get it up, and I'll run through it. All right, race number 2 is the first leg of the early quaddie, as this loads up. We've gone with Dunkel, Midnight Glow and Soul Choice, not taking Dunkel 1 out just in case he gets beaten. Gone wide in the second leg, we got Never Again, Beretta, Fighting Arrow, Princess Rainey's, Pacino, and Bundle of Fun. In the third leg, we have got Spirit Ridge, Right You Are, and I'm throwing Stars of Karamin just in case, and we've gone with 2 in the last leg. That is Forbidden City and Bel Air. I think it's out of them too. And for the quaddie, we've gone a bit wider. In the first leg, we got Halvorsen, Indian Pacific, Vespertine, Rose Quartz, and Snapper. In the second leg, we've got Chassis, Here to Shock, Timor, and Hasseltoff. In the third leg, race 8, we've got William Thomas, Jungle Jim, Diamonds in the Sky, and Jumbak. And finally, in the last race, we've got Super Razi, Victory Bay, British Columbia, and Frigid. So that's going to do it for my preview today of the Standish Handicap meeting tomorrow. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Early morning start tomorrow. The first race is at 10:30, so don't miss it. Obviously a big day at the Gold Coast as well, so be sure to tune into that. I won't have any tips available, but be sure to follow that because it's going to be a cracking card as it always is that time of the year. And I'll see you guys next week for, what's the meeting called next week? Probably just a benchmark 100 day. But I'll see you then. Take care and bye for now.